Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Leicester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Good afternoon and welcome to the King Power Stadium for the second of our double-header matches this afternoon. Well, with Arsenal's earlier result of 4-0 at Ipswich, it means, of course, that Liverpool can't win the title today. However, they can still relegate Leicester. Leicester with a Herculean task in front of them today, needing a win to delay the inevitable. Well, we've got Russ in the commentary chair today, and he's going to bring you the all-important team changes. Go ahead, Russ.
Thank you very much, Paul. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along to this brilliant King Power Stadium, which is already buzzing around this place, especially the Liverpool fans in their section, not so much the home fans this afternoon. Leicester City, welcome back. Val Face to the starting lineup, along with Ricardo Pereira, who plays a right back, and Leicester fans are buzzing that they're actually playing a right back for a change. Also starting is Bobby De Cordova-Reid, who makes his first start for the first since the end of February. He scored in their last home league goal against Brighton in December. Arne Slot has made a few changes as well, just a couple of those for Liverpool. Cody Gakpo and Dominic Szoboszlai return to the starting lineup as they replace Curtis Jones and Diego Jota from the win over West Ham. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Darwin Núñez are included on the bench, with Alexander-Arnold missing the last 4 games through injury. A couple of players out for Leicester City today. Harry Suter with an Achilles tendon injury, he's out for the remainder of the season. Abdul Fatu is also out, he's got a knee injury. And as for Liverpool, Joe Gomez, hamstring, and Taylor Morton's shoulder are both out as well for Onslaught's men. It's a big game down at the bottom of the Premier League and also at the top end. Liverpool can't win the title today, but the Foxes can be the next team to be confirmed heading back to the Championship. Is Leicester against Liverpool kick-off very much fast approaching?
Thank you very much, Ross. Well, as if Leicester's job is not big enough today, the last 5 games between the two sides has resulted in 5 straight victories for Liverpool, scoring an amazing 13 goals in those 5 games and conceding just 3. For Leicester, well, the injuries have piled up a little bit. Fatwa's out with the knee injury. Harry Winks has returned, but I believe he's he's out as well. For Liverpool, Trent Alexander-Arnold's returned to the bench today, just fit enough for the bench. Joe Gomez still out with a hamstring. Leicester's Herculean task, they must beat Liverpool today. The records between the two sides, there's been 123 meetings, 41 wins for Leicester, 25 draws and 57 wins for Liverpool. The players are in the tunnel, so I'm going to be handing over to Russ very, very shortly. Just before I do, Russ, your opinion on today, is it curtains for Leicester today?
I think it could be, Paul. You see how Liverpool have played this season. They're probably one of the standout side in the Premier League this season, Liverpool. And Leicester, they've given their all, but just fell short in the end after winning the title last season in the Championship and getting promoted to the Premier League. And I think it's going to be curtains for them this season. And I think, from the earlier game, I think it's probably going to be curtains for Ipswich as well.
Well, it might well be the case, especially with Wolves winning at Old Trafford today. So in the next week or so, we could have established the relegated teams from the Premier League at a very, has to be said, an early stage in the season, Ross. Okay, well, the players are out onto the field now, so we're going to hand over to our commentator today, Russ Vernon. All the best, Russ.
Thank you very much, Paul. Good afternoon, everyone. As the teams are out onto the field of play ahead of kick-off in what's going to be a big game this afternoon at the King Power Stadium. Ruud van Nistelrooy is taking on Onslaught in a big game for his Leicester City side. Leicester went into their last match in a dismal 9-game losing run across all competition in 8-game scoreless stretch in the Premier League, but they finally put an end to that. Both those with a 2-2 draw last time out against Brighton. But they know now immediate return to the Championship could be on the cards at the end of this game this evening. Let's take a look at the sides then, starting off. Manson in goal, Ricardo Pereira, Valface, Conor Cody and Luke Thomas make up the back four. Wilfred Ndidi and Boubacar Samare make up the midfield duo, should I say, in front of the back four. Over there, Cordova Reed, Bilal El Khanous and Stefan Mavidide are in the three behind the lone striker and skipper Jamie Vardy. Liverpool are boosted by the signatures of Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah in the last few weeks. Virgil van Dijk, the latest one to pen to paper with a new 2-year deal in the last few days. Onslaught sidelines with Alisson in goal is Conor Bradley, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk and Kostas Tsimikas across the back. With Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister in midfield. Mo Salah, Dominic Szoboszlai and Cody Gakpo play behind Luis Diaz. The bench for Leicester's Storlach, the goalkeeper Justin Okolai, Christensen, Skip, Buonanotte, 15-year-old Monga, Ayew and Daka. As for Liverpool is Kelleher, Robertson, Alexander-Arnold, Kwanzaa, Endo, Jones, Elliott, Nunes, Jota among those on the bench. Will they tell you, let's give you now the match officials for this game this afternoon as they go through their handshakes ahead of kick-off, and it's going to be a big game for these officials today as they will want to get everything right. Stuart Alwell is a man in the middle, assisted by Konstantin Atagatis and Natalie Aspinall. For officials, Thomas Bramall, Michael Salisbury alongside Wade Smith of the VAR and assistant VAR official at Stockley Park for this Premier League encounter. Both teams gone into another ahead of kick-off, and just to see if whether 15-year-old Jamie Monga will make his Leicester City debut at the King Power Stadium this afternoon against a big team, having already played in one of their last games out against Newcastle United in one of their games there. Scored quite a few goals for in the Premier League 2, and there's quite a few minutes in that league. Stepped up from the under-21s into the first team now. We'll be interested to see how this game goes. It'll be Liverpool who've been looking to get us off and underway. They're taking the goal away to my left in this first half as we're about to get off and underway. And we now are underway in the game at the King Power Stadium as Konate plays the ball out wide, looking for the run of Cody Gakpo down the left, but the ball comes off the Dutchman's head now for a throw-in, which will be taken by Ricardo. A lot of Leicester fans buzzing when they saw the lineup and noticed that Ricardo Pereira is starting a right back. They said finally they've got a right back in a right back. Maybe we could do something now. We know like this is Diaz was in there, but the offside flag was up against Luis Diaz as he came back from the offside position, get onto a ball forward from Ryan Gravenberch. 37 seconds on the clock, they're still goalless, and we're just waiting for the ball to come in to Manson, for the Leicester goalkeeper to take this goal kick, as Leicester will look to try and make sure they do not get relegated this afternoon in the Premier League, and make sure they have a chance of staying up at least for just one more week. We're going to have one more try this afternoon to try and stave off relegation. As Manson, all in green, plays the ball out wide to Thomas, who can come to charge forward. While they're looking for Mavidide, to get behind Bradley. Konate comes across there to put it out for a throw to Leicester City. Mavidide just gets the ball to Thomas, so the game can quickly get back underway. A minute and a half gone, 90 seconds gone, still goalless. There was a shot there of Alexander-Arnold back from injury, only fit enough to be deemed to be fit enough for the bench for Onslaught side tonight, as is Mavididi for Leicester. Good start from the Foxes this, but Liverpool win the ball back through Gravenberch into Conor Bradley. And Bradley will try and get this ball forward, but it's picked off there well. And Leicester City have possession back, and he's back with Conor Cody, the Liverpudlian, and he keeps the ball well here as he now gets it back from Thomas. Cody will drop the ball into the path of Hermansen, and he will look to try and pick out his teammates. He picks out Cody, who's under pressure, goes to Samario, gets it around the corner for Thomas, whose every touch almost allowed Liverpool in down that side through the press of Gravenberch and Salah. Here's Szoboszlai to Luis Diaz, through to Mo Salah, and Salah hits the post, comes back out and cleared away behind for a corner kick to Liverpool. But I was expecting the net to bulge there, Mo Salah. You would expect the net to bulge there when he slammed man in front of goal. Just offside he was as well, I believe. So he may not have counted, but the posts protected Liverpool there from going, protected Leicester there from going a goal behind. And luckily, they survived there at the early onslaught from Liverpool. That would have been the quickest goal for Liverpool this season, I believe. It's had 3 minutes. It will be a corner then to the Reds, as they look to try and cement their cushion at the top of the table. Gravenberch shot is blocked, and Gravenberch wins the head on the edge of the penalty area. Samara edges it away, and there's an header out wide to this near side, and Gappo back. It goes to Bradley. Bradley drops it further back here now, and is with Allison. Gravenberch again for Liverpool as he goes back to his skipper Virgil van Dijk. As I mentioned at the top of the show, fresh from signing a new contract is Virgil van Dijk. And here comes Liverpool again. Here's Gravenberch out wide to Tsimikas, who did well for Greece in the Nations League playoff match against Scotland last month. Covered both of those games, and he played well in the first leg. And here comes Mo Salah for the Reds of Liverpool this time, trying to pick out Cody Gakpo, but too much on that ball, and he was through to Manson inside the Foxes' goal. Very good afternoon to Video Radio Jingles and Gaming. Good to have you with us as always, my friend. Me back on commentary this afternoon for the later game is, as usual, is normally Paul, who's normally does the later game, and we've also played earlier on today. We switched around as he's Bobby De Cordova-Reid for Leicester up against Tsimikas. Take the ball with you, my friend. He's the Leicester fans shares. The ball comes in this time from Wilfred Ndidi. He doesn't know how to play, and now Ndidi wins the ball back and he goes down. He goes down for a goal kick in the end off of Stefan Mavididi. We did well there, did the Leicester winger, to make sure to keep the ball alive, as it looked like the ball was going to go out of play from Ndidi's cross into the penalty area here. Look, looks like he's going to go out and play, and whether he was trying to shift it out for a play, he did well to win the ball back, but then couldn't keep the ball in play, and he tried to pull the ball back to give Leicester an opportunity early on. Here is Tsimikas for Liverpool. I'm surprised that Andy Robertson's not starting the left back today, but then again, he has played in most recent games for the Reds as Tsimikas and has done well, so I can understand why Andy Robertson's not playing today. As Luke Thomas heads the ball away, and there's indeed bringing the ball down well into the path of El Canu, so it goes back to Conor Cody and now Van Feit. Pass back into the path of Cody again, and now across it to Van Feit, who send the ball forward, and he goes down there, just De Cordova-Reid, and there's a free kick to Leicester. Foul on De Cordova-Reid by Kostas Tsimikas, pushed him over there to Stuart Alwell, the match referee. He's only given a throw in. After all, they look like he gave a free kick, so I heard the whistle go from the referee, and he gave a throw in instead. As the Manson now just clears the ball away to get the ball back from Van Feit, but Liverpool win it in the air with Van Dijk. But now here comes Ricardo Pereira over the halfway line, and he's blocked off there by McAllister. Gone, so that's the only way he can go, just over the halfway line. And Ricardo Pereira, I should say, this throw in into Cordova Reid, who loses out as supposedly gets it to McAllister. And there is Mo Salah, just loses out there, does Salah against Fares. Belfast just finds Stefan Mavididi. El Khanous is ahead of Mavididi there, and he finds El Khanous is below El Khanous as he tries to get the ball. By there does Mavididi, and he commits a foul by pushing over Conor Bradley. And that will be a free kick to Liverpool in the corner. We've managed to have 2 goals in 8 appearances from Man United against the Reds of Liverpool. Power of form as the Foxes boss would imagine come the end of the season once relegation is confirmed, the axe may fall on his tenure at the King Power Stadium. A lot of Leicester fans think it should have happened a lot sooner. Or they say they should have sticked with Steve Cooper. So the man spoke to on the way into the ground today. Here's Gakpo into Luis Diaz, crossing towards the back post for Salah. He just put the ball back across, and Thomas is there to deflect it behind for a corner kick to Liverpool inside the opening 8 minutes. Still goalless. If you're just joining us today, good to have you along with us this afternoon. And there is a corner kick to be taken by Alexis McAllister. Looks like who's going to cross there. Canate, Van Dijk, Gakpo in around the edge of the penalty area, all looking to try and break away from that. That's the players. And they do that. Van Dijk's almost on the end of that, and he just pushed it behind. Van Dijk said he didn't get a final touch there. And I want to see that again because I don't think he did. Let's have a look at this again. Just Van Dijk got the final touch here as he come off for Leicester City head. Just looking here again. I think that comes off foul face, you know. This better angle to tell us. Yes, it does. It comes off foul face last. That should be another corner to Liverpool. Leicester go away with one early on there. 10 minutes almost gone. Which was 9.5 minutes almost gone. It's still Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. If you're just showing us here in the Premier League, as El Khanous picks up possession, does well to find Mavididi. And Stefan Mavididi does well to hold up the play. And he skips away from one. Moves in towards the penalty area. Stefan Mavididi moves the ball back. Wilfred Ndidi shoots off of the post. Comes back to Ndidi. Now Pereira. Both sides have hit the post this time. Now, and Tsimikas gets the ball there for Liverpool this time. Wilfred Ndidi is so unlucky. There's Luis Diaz trudging away for Liverpool. Still going Luis Diaz. Back he goes into Cody Gakpo, continuing his run down the line. Gakpo towards the penalty area, crossing towards the post. Salah's there. Amansa with the save, and Pereira gets it away. It's coming back to help out. Both sides are now in the woodwork. And then Salah with a shot saved by Amansa, but Wilfred Ndidi is so unlucky here. Brilliant play from Stefan Mavididi. He does brilliantly there to tee up the Nigerian on the edge of the penalty. His shot comes back off the post. He comes back out to him. But so unlucky there. Hits him sweetly. Just wrong side of the post there. As he's Gakpo now for Liverpool down on the other end. Good stuff here now. Tsimikas crossed into the penalty area. Gordon tries to get it away. Gravenberch wins the header back on the edge of the penalty area. Van Dijk loses out to Vardy. Rolling breaks for Tsimikas. Unless he will now play for a throw-in to Liverpool. Well, both sides have been in the woodwork early on. And Leicester with a good opportunity there from Wilfred Ndidi. No one picked him up as the ball come to him on the edge of the penalty area. There's a sweetly taken strike as well by the Nigerian. A wonderful bit of play. Here's Gakpo. Gakpo goes in field and finds McAllister. She ball through towards Sabozlai, who just got a fraction, so he couldn't get on the end of that. And now here comes El Khanous, who loses out. And Liverpool coming forward. It's Gravenberch in possession. Now Salah with the ball in and deflects over the top and behind for another corner to Liverpool. Liverpool being more on the dominant side thus far, but it was almost Leicester open the lead. Let's go striking the woodwork. And Salah's ball in this time comes off Conor Cody. And that's a good ball in. That's Salah's effort. Saved by Manson. Brilliant ball in from Gakpo he was. And Salah on the off volley does really well to make it for a save out of the goalkeeper there. Corner kick then is taken in towards Konate. Gets a shot in the goal there. And he goes just wide. And Liverpool want to know the corner there. They're claiming he got a deflection on the route behind here. I'm not sure he did. But Liverpool were adamant. Arsenal won 10 of his previous 16 league away games this season. Drawn 5, lost 1 is the other record. Is the remainder of that record. Away from home for Liverpool under onslaught. As they're forward from Virgil van Dijk is there. To McAllister this time for Gravenberch. Out to McAllister, brings down on his chest. Into Szoboszlai. Can't get the ball through to Salah. In fact, it was Diaz trying to get the ball through to Salah. And there's a Manson who clears away from danger. Vardy trying to go on the end of that, but it's one for the head of Virgil van Dijk. And the Liverpool captain beat the Leicester captain to the punch. Or to the header, so to say, as they say. It's Leicester 0, Liverpool 0 if you just tune into us. Russ Brennan, your man on the mic this afternoon for this half-past 4 kick-off in the Premier League. There is Cody Gakpo in towards the penalty area. Delivers the ball in towards the back post. And it's claimed there well by Mads and Manson. And Mads and Manson has pulled that ball out of the air well there under pressure from Luis Diaz. And it remains 0-0. Cody chips the ball out wide to Thomas, who sends it forward looking for Jamie Vardy. Heads it back into the midfield for El Kanous, who finds Mavididi. Mavididi against Gravenberch, who wins the challenge up against Stefan Mavididi out wide there. Virgil van Dijk looking on. And here's Cody for Leicester. Manson out to the side of his penalty area, playing as a one of the 3 centre backs there, it looked like. As Thomas wins the header forward. Well, he's out of position if Leicester can play this right, but Konate saw the danger well and ready well there. Now McAllister just turns on the edge of the penalty area and finds Bradley, who will look to get this ball forward here, Conor Bradley. He plays to Gravenberch instead, now to Van Dijk. And now here is Konate, who will look to come forward. Tsimikas does well. Gakpo back to Tsimikas again. And now Virgil van Dijk coming up towards halfway. Across the centre circle to the McNulty on the far side of the right of that look. There's a ball that's chipped over the top there looking for the run of Mo Salah. Indeed he nips in there. There's Szoboszlai. Samora trying to clear away, but hits it against Conor Bradley, was right very up close towards him there, and he did well in the end. Is Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. If you're just joining in to this coverage this afternoon, we'll have on the commentary Focus on Football on Storm FM. It's Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. Ball is it forward, header up into the air and out of play. Ball throwing. And it remains Leicester City 0, Liverpool 0. And it'll be Thomas with the throw-in for Leicester. There's Tom Bramall, the official, just running where he can go past. It's Samara trying to come forward and he does well. Got Diaz on him, but he's still back from William Samara, and he wins this side of free kick there. Boubacar Samara does really, really well there for Leicester. And they're frustrating Liverpool so far inside the opening 16.5 minutes, not really giving them any time on possession and battling well to make sure when Leicester do have possession, they're doing well to maintain that possession in duels in around the focus across comes in, but he flicks it on and he deflects into the arms in the end there of Alisson, who bowls it out under arm to Conor Bradley, and Bradley will look forward. What can Conor Bradley do here? It remains 0-0 in the game between Leicester and Liverpool if you're just joining into us. And now here is Conor Bradley, who does well to maintain possession to Canate. And now Virgil van Dijk, who there's a ball over the top there. There's Gakpo to head down into the path of Tsimikas. We just keep hold of possession after almost losing it. Gakpo into McAllister. McAllister with the cross. Goes a bad pass looking for Salah, but too much on that and he goes into the crowd behind a Manson's goal. Coming up towards 18 minutes on the clock, and Liverpool are being frustrated as it stands. Leicester playing well and keeping hold of possession, maintaining their dominance. And they've got possession, not letting Liverpool have any real time on the ball either, which is something that probably Ruder's probably spoken about, because they know how dangerous this Liverpool side are when they've got time and space in possession, as they've been at the top of the table most of the day. It's still 0-0, 18.5 minutes gone here as we watch the Sunnies out at the King Power Stadium. It's a nice Easter Sunday to our listeners from the King Power Stadium this afternoon. Between Liverpool and Leicester fans tuning in who celebrate Easter. Very good, happy Easter to you, and hopefully you're having a good weekend thus far. I had a very good weekend. If you saw the football on Good Friday, I saw a 6-goal thriller in person when I was down at the ACL New York Stadium on Friday. I'll break off from that as Liverpool trying to come forward, providing to make sure Liverpool have possession taken away. As here comes El Khanous now for Leicester against Salah. El Khanous is pushed over there by Mo Salah, the Egyptian king, and here's a free kick to Leicester there. And probably nothing more than just a telling off there for Mo Salah. Well, they will nudge over there of El Khanous, as we were saying. So 6-goal thriller there. ACL New York Stadium on Friday afternoon in League One. As Rotherham United and Mansfield Town played out a 3-3 draw. And I saw Leeds United's 1-0 victory later on that same evening away to Oxford United. And also at home. Well, the other one I was actually at the ACL New York Stadium for Rotherham against Mansfield. And I actually got on the TV for that one as well. Here's Valface who can look on inside the penalty area, so it took on a Cody. Free kick is delivered towards the back post. It's Cody heads it back across, then away to the edge of the penalty area. Samari challenges for it, and then Szoboszlai gets there. Samari tries to pull the ball back in. It's Szoboszlai who sends the ball over the top, and Mo Salah is away. Well, Luke Thomas is back there defending well to get Leicester on the front foot, and the ball over the top looking towards Sefi Mavididi, but there's Conor Bradley. Mavrididi's won it against Conor Bradley. Good play there from the Ivorian, who does well here, Leicester. And he wins his side of throwing there as well, Sefi Mavididi. He's done absolutely fantastically well there. Speaking of Leeds, they're in action tomorrow afternoon against Stoke City at Ellen Road. Win that one and then Burnley beat or get a point against Sheffield United. We'll see Leeds United promoted back to the Premier League for next season. Liverpool will be one of their opponents next season as to Arsenal. Once promotion is confirmed for Daniel Farke's men, as the ball towards a penalty and is cleared away by Liverpool at the end there. Virgil van Dijk just happened to get a foot in there to clear it away from danger. Ricardo Pereira across then to Manson, who's done well here to keep hold of possession and send the ball forward looking for El Khanous, who's up against Bradley, and he's He brought down the El Canoes. The referee says, just a goal kick. He was given a free kick here to Liverpool actually for the foul by El Canoes. Which I was a bit surprised at because it looks like a 50-50 challenge in all fairness to me. I thought the ball was just going out for a goal kick, so I thought they were just going to play with a goal kick. But that was me being wrong and thinking what Stuart Howell was going to do. Just a reminder that Chelsea come from 1-0 down to beat Fulham by 2-1 in the West London derby. And United failed to beat Wolverhampton Wanderers as Essendon goes from bad to worse with a 1-0 defeat at home at Old Trafford this afternoon. A break off as Bradley's had a penalty for Liverpool. Bradley shot his bob, comes back to Bradley. Oops up into the Irish cross this time. He's headed away by Decordova Reid. Bad there helping out. Liverpool will come again. And we also saw Arsenal thump Ipswich by 4-0. The early games as well as Luke Thomas wins a free kick. Fouled by Ryan Gravenberch who pushed him over. When you hear the Adrian goes in game, he says, excuse me, he doesn't say excuse me, he says, well, still 0-0 in a game with the champions elect and a team that will surely be heading to the championship. Very true, he says, well, Chelsea and Man City winning, Nottingham Forest have gone from 3rd to 5th in the table. They have indeed, but they could go back up to 3rd with a victory over struggling Spurs tomorrow evening. He's head away from Virgil van Dijk, heads up from Samara and indeed inside the middle of the park, and indeed he comes away with possession as Leicester just keep the ball. Here's indeed once more. Pereira, Samara, good play this, phasing out in the centre circle. Brilliant ball from wild face to find Sefi Mavididi. Well, the offside flag he's up there against the Ivorian, and I want to have a look at this again because I'm not sure he was offside when he played. Actually, Natalie Aspinall has got that decision spot on there. Brilliant officiating there from Natalie Aspinall. Just spotted that Mavididi had gone that fraction early there. Credit where credit's due to Natalie Aspinall there. And the officials getting something spot on. A very rare occurrence that officials do get something spot on in matches. We have having to rely on the 3-letter word VAR. It's Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. 24.5 minutes played in the Premier League as here comes Tsimikas into the path of Cody Gakpo, who does well. Taking towards the penalty area. Gakpo and Ricardo Pereira just brilliantly to just come across and shepherd that ball out of play for a goal kick to the Foxes. 25 minutes on the clock is Leicester 0, Liverpool 0 if you're just tuning into us. Leicester fans just watching on there, and I know a few Leicester fans myself. As this ball is pumped forward by the centre back there of Walface. It's picked off here for Liverpool by Conor Bradley, who finds Virgil van Dijk. Tsimikas into Gakpo, now McAllister. Infield to Gravenberch. McAllister again to Gravenberch. Tsimikas onside. Gravenberch again. Good play this. It goes. Here is Canate out wide. It goes there to Salah. Back it goes to McAllister. Van Dijk has possession. McAllister once more. Salah wants it, but it goes to Diaz instead. Diaz goes down. And the referee's given a free kick here to Liverpool. And I do not think this is a free kick. I think Wilfred Ndidi wins the ball here. And he does. He wins the ball there, Wilfred Ndidi. Hang on a minute, I don't think he does on that second replay. So credit where credit's due to Stuart Howell there. Because initially it looked like he did win the ball there for me. When we see it again on the couple of replays, the correct decision has come out from this from Stuart Howell. Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister standing over this set piece. It's Szoboszlai who went for goal in the end, and that was poor. And now El Canoes can try and send Leicester away by finding Ndidi, who finds Vardy on halfway, who will lose out to Gravenberch, and Liverpool will try and come back forward. McAllister dropped back into defences when Dijk stayed, was coming back from that set piece a few moments ago. Gravenberch does well. He had to find Canate across to Virgil van Dijk. And now here is McAllister out to Tsimikas. Pushing towards the back post, and Salas coming in around the back, and Luke Thomas again does fantastically well. Reads the danger, comes across and puts a block in there, and that's good defending again from Luke Thomas. You see this ball in from Tsimikas, and Thomas read the danger well and come across to make the block, and Salah looked to strike goal bounce. It will be a corner kick then for the Reds. I suppose I will take him towards the penalty area, and Leicester can just get it clear towards Mavididi. Mavididi is there. It comes off with Szoboszlai out of play. It goes for a throw in there to Leicester City. Well, Leicester defending well from the corners. Media Radio Jingles and Gaming says, well, they were Premier League champions in 2016, it's not about Leicester here, but they will be going down if they lose today. So I think they'll go back up to the Premier League next season. Here they come with a ball eye into the night sky. Onslaught there. Just gives the ball to Thomas. And it remains 0-0 between Leicester and Liverpool from the King Power Stadium, coming up towards 29.5 minutes gone here as Liverpool with possession through McAllister weaving his way through. McAllister goes down in a free kick again for a foul by Ndidi. Ndidi not happy with that as Leicester are penalised again for a foul with Samuel Connor Bradley. Vardy not happy either as well. Trying to point something out to Stuart Howell. A free kick will be taken. Very short after the walls lined up. This is the second one for the foul on Bradley. Mavididi gets nowhere near the ball and just takes down the young Northern Irishman. So it will be a free kick to Liverpool. Alexis McAllister will take. Can he deliver a good set piece? He's headed away from danger. El Canoes is there, and he goes out of play for a throw-in. For Leicester, El Canoes has stayed down here off the pitch. Looking in some real discomfort is Bilal El Canoes. We'll just look at this again, and it's the challenge there. I think he's knee to knee, which is probably usually more than the actual challenge because it was a clean challenge. I think it was knee to knee in the end. There it remains Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. 31 minutes on the clock, and will Leicester be going down today? Will they survive another day? Leicester 0, Liverpool 0 if you're just joining to us here on the Premier League. But this has been a good watch so far. I think this might have been goalless. Here is Virgil van Dijk to Ibrahima Konate. And that's a good bit of play there. And Bradley to win inside of throwing. And he's looking for movement. finds the movement in Sabos now, finds Canate. Who now finds Virgil van Dijk. And now Costas Tsimikas. Back he goes to Alisson. Now Conor Bradley again. And what can the young Northern Irishman do here with possession? He finds Ibrahima Konate. Who gets the ball out wide. Luis Diaz who turns well and charges forward. So we're going Luis Diaz. And he intercepts and Vardy trying to pick the play out wide. Hawthorne Vardy that. There's a lot of conviction on that one. Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. And he's back now with Ibrahima Konate and now Virgil van Dijk. Into Cody Gakpo, and this is a good bit of play from Cody Gakpo. Back it goes to Tsimikas, back to who's got possession now. And now it's Luis Diaz. And he's continuing amazing run. Just loses out in the end to El Canoes. We'll get Stefan Mavididi in possession. And El Canoes continues his run down the line. Goes back to Luke Thomas instead of now sends it down the line looking for the run of Bilal El Canoes. Now here's Virgil van Dijk. For Graham Birch. And now McAllister. Good ball over the top for Mo Salah. Out of the way and behind for a corner kick to Liverpool there. This has been a good start to the game by Leicester, just maintaining the good piece of eye lines and reading the danger well and not allowing Liverpool space in behind them to work at. Leicester 0, Liverpool 0 in the Premier League on this Easter Sunday special. So this is going to be an excellent game, like the last one was. Konate's header is towards goal and is saved by a Manson who looks to get Leicester on the charge quickly, does he? But that cross was too comfortable in the end for Mads Manson, as he's facing into the path of the Manson again. As that's a ball flicked on by Bradley to Konate. Konate just defending well here as it goes all the way backwards and cleared long downfield. What can they do with possession? The ball is over the top looking for the run there of Ibrahima Konate. Vardy was trying to go on the end of that for Leicester as the ball came forward, but Konate read the situation well ahead of the former England international. Here's Tsimikas into the final 10 minutes of the first half, and Leicester Upgraders are going to count themselves thus far. As Van Dijk finds Konate, who finds Tsimikas, who gives the ball away to Ricardo, who gets Leicester charging forward with Decordova Reid. He goes down, loses out to the challenge. Here's Virgil van Dijk. What can Liverpool do with possession? They've not really done much with possession thus far, but they're still trying to probe, still trying to get things out here. The ball is played forward, is deflected out. Ball away. Throw into Leicester. Still 0-0 if you're just tuning into us. And here comes Cody to Manson, who plays it out wide with Thomas. Thomas does well. And he plays this ball forward. And he goes out of play. It is crossed in towards a penalty, a save in the end from the Manson. And he was forced into a save there by Cody Gakpo's header after Luis Diaz's centre. Now faces straight up towards halfway to try and get Leicester going. Birch drops it back. Cody sends it forward, looking for the run there of Mavididi. With a different Wedley goes out of play. For a throw-in. And it remains Leicester 0, Liverpool 0 if you're just joining us here on the commentary of this afternoon. There's going to be a throw-in here to Leicester. She says, well, who will come out victorious today? Should be Liverpool, but could Leicester do something? And he also says, Arsenal were excellent against Ipswich today. There was indeed, as Canate heads along throw away. A shot comes back in towards a penalty from El Canoes, which trickles wide in the end. And he also says, and of course, happy to you, Russ, Paul, and everyone. Leicester, this will be an excellent game full of goals. Well, it hasn't been so far. No, it hasn't. It is a goal fest in the second half. As we see the header from Dapo again a few moments ago, which was saved comfortably by Amanson. Nelson's been put under pressure here. Del Canoes almost slid into get the ball now, and there's a good challenge there. Can Leicester get something here from this attack? Wilfred indeed with this excellent bit of play forward, but he's cut off. And now there's York everywhere. Here is Ricardo, does well. And he's still doing well here, Ricardo. With the ball in it, went out of play in the end, according to the officials. Pretty consistent after that. This is Liverpool going with the throw quickly. Bradley gets it back from Salah and gets it back to Salah. Back it goes again. Simicats. Good plays, Gakpo. Towards the penalty area. Gakpo with the left foot crossing and pushed away by Manson. He was going like he was heading towards that top corner there. And Cody Gakpo. And Salah coming into the back post. How unlucky can you get? And Alexis McAllister has gone across to take this corner for Liverpool. So Bosley, Ramovich on the edge of the penalty area. Everyone can Medaka Canate in to the circle. It comes to Canate! And a block over the top by Wilfred Ndidi. Right place, right time to get that block in there. Fantastic piece of defending. Canate gets away from Luke Thomas again. And that's been a mismatch. He's never going to be able to beat him there to an end. And if Pereira had to go there, he may have gone to the goalkeeper. But although Salah was coming in round the back, who could have potentially got there first. So the goalkeeper, the goal defender did well there to defend it. There's a corner this time from Van Dijk towards the penalty, it's out of the way. And he clears it away. Edge of the penalty is Bradley. Good ball to Sabozla. Bradley again. And Bradley almost lost out to Jamie Vardy. Bradley coming forward again, it was penalty and he's Gakpo with a shot! Straight into the arms of Manson. Good bit of play again from Liverpool. Gravenberch, the architect of this one, does well. And then Gakpo with the effort. And then it was Bradley actually with the architect with that one. Through to Gakpo, but it's comfortably saved in the end from Manson. It's still 0-0 between Leicester and Liverpool in this game. And it remains 0-0. Bradley does reasonably well here to keep hold of possession. Good movement here. Gakpo around the corner for Simicats. Crossed in. Salah's there on the back post and surely. But no. Surely you put the house on him. Scoring there. Put a mortgage down on him to score there. Brilliant reverse pass from Gakpo. Simicats with the ball across. And then Salah. How has Salah missed that? Brilliant ball across from Simicats. And I cannot believe it. Mo Salah has missed a glorious opportunity to put Liverpool into the lead and put them one step closer to the title. The ball is sent forward, licked on in the end. Out for a throw-in. Will Ricardo Marie take the throw-in, or will he leave it for Ricardo to take instead? He will leave it, and then Ricardo takes it instead. And if I was out there on the field of play, playing the sitting up here in the country box in commentary tier, I would have got everybody from my team inside that penalty area and a long throw into the box to try and cause problems. Vardy wins on the edge of the penalty area for Mavidide, but Vardy's been penalised for a foul here on Ibrahima Konate, which I do not understand why Vardy has got penalised, because he doesn't foul in one bit. He jumps up for the ball, and they clashed, and Jeremy Carl's come off worst in my opinion. Let's see what happens in these next few moments. Vardy's still not happy. Trying to shout towards the referee to find out what went on next Sunday. We've got the Super Sunday big game there is Liverpool against Spurs next Sunday afternoon. We'll hopefully bring you that game next weekend, if we can. If not, it's FA Cup weekend next week. In fact, so we've got we'll have the FA Cup semi-finals next weekend, but we'll bring you the scores from the Premier League matches as they play as well. Here comes Liverpool with possession as Salah drops it back to Alisson. Here comes the brilliant run here from Conor Bradley. Does well. Back it goes as Mo Salah now has possession. Salah gives the ball away to De Cordova-Reid, and now they can come forward with possession. Here is Jamie Vardy. Good bit of play for Stefan Mavidide. Mavidide does well. Drops the ball back here. And now here comes Connor Cody into Ricardo. Good play. Here's the ball is played over the top there in the end and runs through to the goalkeeper Alisson, who bowls the ball out to Bradley, who comes charging forward slowly as the half time is just around the corner now. Still goalless. There's a ball over the top for Mo Salah. Manson comes down to the edge of the penalty area, stays inside the box and claims possession with ease. Yes, both FA Cup semi-finals will be on the commentary next weekend. I'll tell you about that in the second half as the ball is up into there as we enter a minute of stoppage at the end of this first half as they're going to be pushing down the line. Van Dijk has been closed down by Jamie Vardy, and Liverpool have considered throwing. They're going to get on really quickly to Ndidi, back to Ricardo, does well. He goes down there, Ricardo, goes out to McAllister. But now Diaz is charging over the halfway line. Diaz can't pick out. So Bosley, Gappo's there, but also to his man to Manson, who clears long downfield. And Van Dijk's there again for Liverpool as we come towards the end of this first half. It's still goalless, but not for the one of trying. Both teams are trying to open the deadlock with good defending from either side when the opposition are on the attack. Liverpool have one last attack maybe. Gappo, Szoboszlai, Diaz. Luis Diaz just wide. In the end, and that was the last attack and the last attempt of that first half as the half-time whistle goes. There's a brilliant bit of run down the left-hand side from Cody Gappo. Crossed in, Dominic Szoboszlai heads it down. Diaz controls on his chest and then sends an effort just wide over the target. But at the break, both teams have been the post. In the game, Salah for Liverpool and Ndidi for Leicester. Some brilliant blocks from Ndidi, and the Leicester defence keeps us at the break goalless. And just read this comment here. Leicester have defended really well this afternoon. They've played quite well in that first half, according to Media Radio Jingles and Gaming. I do agree with that as well. But half time is finally poised in the game is Liverpool 0. Is Leicester 0, Liverpool 0 at the break? I go to Paul.
Thanks, Ross. So Liverpool and Leicester at the King Power Stadium all knotted up at 0. We're just going to run through the Premier League scores from yesterday and today before we take a short break. Starting with yesterday, Brentford 4, Brighton 2. Goals there from Coyote. Goals from Mbuemo, 2 for him, 1 for Visser, and 1 for Norgard. In reply, Brighton, Welbeck, and Mitoma. Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 0. Believe me, that wasn't fun to watch. That was a very, very frustrating game. Everton 0, Manchester City 2. Goals from O'Reilly and Kovacic were the difference there. West Ham 1, Southampton 1. And a goal by Jared Bowen was settled by Uga Chukwu, equalised for Southampton in the 3rd minute of stoppage time at the end of that game. Aston Villa 4, Newcastle 1. So Newcastle coming down to earth after their 5-0 midweek victory. Goals from Ollie Watkins, Ian Matson, a Dan Burn own goal, and an Andre Onana stunner. Fabian Schär replied for Newcastle. For today, we have Fulham 1, Chelsea 2 in the West London derby. Alex Iwobi giving Fulham the lead. Tyreek George and Pedro Neto in stoppage time. 3rd minute of stoppage time won the game for Chelsea. As you watched earlier on, Ipswich 0, Arsenal 4. If you didn't listen earlier, 2 goals live by Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Martinelli, and Ethan Nwaneri, and also a red card for Leif Davis. Settled that one. And finally at Old Trafford, Manchester United 0, Wolves 1. A goal on 77 minutes by Pablo Sarabia settled that. A couple of comments here. And Ndidi has done some perfect defending. Agree, he's played very, very well. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back for the start of the second half, where Ross will bring you the second half commentary. See you soon. Welcome back. The second half is due to get underway shortly. And I have Ross with me here, our commentator today. Ross, not a lot to determine between the two sides in the first half. Liverpool probably the better side, but both sides hitting the post. But where do you see the second half going?
I think Liverpool, like I said, both all the better side in this game so far. Leicester, yes, they've had some of the chances, but and you said both like that, both have been the post. I think if Liverpool can get their quality front line, likes of Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, and Diaz firing, and also same as McAllister and Gravenberch, just so we know they can score goals as well. If they can get the firepower into the game more and get more, so if they could potentially dribble. There's some fantastic defending though from Leicester. They've put their bodies on the line and defended really, really well, Paul, in that first half, and I think that counteracts why we're still locked here and 0-0 going into the second half.
Yeah, defensively Leicester have been very, very smart, haven't they? They've blocked the shooting lanes, they've blocked the passing lanes. And it certainly has been a much better performance than what we've seen from Leicester in previous weeks. But just quickly, as the players are coming out for the start of the second half, can I just get where you see this game going? What do Leicester need to do in the second half to turn this potential draw into a victory?
Well, for Leicester, they need to get Dico over Reed, Stefan Mavididi on the ball, have been more push the full-backs back of Liverpool, push Bradley and Simicast back, push the back line back, push the midfield back, and don't give Liverpool any space when they've got possession. Press them high up the pitch, force Liverpool into mistakes. We'll be wary that you can play out and pass out and around you. So for me, just need to get the danger players, they could have read Mavididi into the game, feed Vardy opportunities. Vardy sometimes likes to goal against Liverpool, so you need to try and get him into the game more as well.
All right, well, I'll pass it back on to you, Ross, as the second half is about to get underway. We'll talk at full time.
Thank you very much, Paul. As the second half is about to get underway, as Paul Riley says, it looks like there's been no changes to either side of the start of this second half. We'll run you through the two sides and benches again in just a moment or two. Same officials as well, no changes there. Everybody almost primed and ready to go. Leicester City will be taking the goal away to my left-hand side of the second half, as Vardy drops it all the way back to Manson and gets the second half off and underway with the ball in forward. And these are the lineup settings. Manson in goal for Leicester, Ricardo, Face, Cody and Thomas across the back, Ndidi and Soumaré in midfield, Deco Dovreed, El Khanous and Mavididi behind the captain Jamie Vardy. For Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Simicats, Gravenberch, Alistair, Salah, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, and Luis Diaz in attack. As is Thomas for Leicester. Down the line it goes to Pepe for Mavididi. Back to Thomas, inside the Liverpool half. Mavididi comfortably yards in from that touchline, gets the ball and finds Soumaré. Back it goes to Connor Cody, who spreads the play well there. As Deco Reed is picked up. Possession was just flagged in offside position there from Konstantin Akadakis, as a free kick is taken quickly from Liverpool, as Konate finds Conor Bradley, who gets the ball forward for Mo Salah. Inside it goes to Ryan Gravenberch, and Gravenberch is charging forward, and he's coming forward here now. And since mid-December, Leicester have lost all 8 goals, scored none, conceded 21 at the King Power Stadium in the Premier League. You see, almost number 22 conceded before the intervention of Luke Thomas there, as Mo Salah was coming in round the back of the England under-21 international, and he read that danger well there. Otherwise, Salah would have been able to head the ball either towards goal or back across goal for a goal-scoring opportunity for the Reds. We're good defending from the Foxes as they try to hunt impacts, which is also what Wolverhampton Wanderers like to do. Can Leicester keep Liverpool out in this game? As it's bang now with Bradley, and they're supposed to lie back to Gravenberch. Gravenberch will deliver a ball forward in towards the Diaz, McAllister again, cleared away by Leicester, and again up to Vardy, who's holding up the play well up against the Bosley, and Vardy does well. Finds Ricardo, who tries to get past his opposite number, Simicas, who blocks him off as if play on. Says the referee no foul there as Canate now has possession. Inside the centre circle, across to Van Dijk, on that far side. Back he goes back to Canate once more, now Bradley. What can Bradley do here with possession? He can play the ball forward into Virgil van Dijk. He's forward now into the path there of Cody Gakpo. Gakpo drops it back, and a shot from distance is saved by Manson. That was Szoboszlai with the effort there. Brilliant effort from Dominic Szoboszlai from distance. The Hungarian forces Manson into a brilliant stop there. Brilliant effort, and almost profited with a goal there. Did Liverpool through Dominic Szoboszlai, the Hungarian. Manson diving down well to his right hand side to get the ball, and then Conor Cody coming in to sweep up the danger as well. Good defending this from Leicester, especially on the second ball as Conor this time comes in, and he's headed away again by Leicester. Poor corners from Liverpool so far. The corners have not really been tested the Leicester defence that much, with the urgency to potentially get past them as it is. Headed away this time by Thomas from a crossfield pass towards the penalty area from Simicas there. Here's Gravenberch now into the path there of Bradley. Back to Gravenberch once more. Gravenberch back into Bradley. Forward he goes into McAllister. Back to Bradley again. And Bradley looks up and there's across the centre circle to Van Dijk. So Bosley around the corner for McAllister. McAllister out wide. It goes to Gakpo down the line looking for Simicas, and coming across there. Cleared away his Van face. So then, as he's trying to get back up, Simicas comes in, takes him out, but Simicas apologises and they get on with the game. Good gamesmanship that, as they both apologise and shake hands. You know, they rather than one of them moaning about the other. Gakpo got Simicas on the overlap, but Gakpo is forced back to McAllister. Across to Gravenberch as Liverpool probe towards the edge of the Leicester City penalty area. So down the right hand side, off of Thomas again, and behind for yet another Liverpool corner against Leicester City. Still goalless here at the King Power Stadium. Liverpool 0, Leicester 0, Liverpool 0, should I say. And that's good defending again from Luke Thomas. He's done really well up against Mo Salah this afternoon. Because of Simicas will be about to take this corner kick. Virgil van Dijk is inside the penalty area. So too is Luis Diaz. Simicas lives across into towards the penalty area. And Manson punches clear, only as far as Ryan Gravenberch, and Gravenberch will come forward again. Out wide to Gakpo. Gakpo will look to deliver here. Well, he now goes to Gravenberch to help him out. McAllister 2. Gravenberch this time. Gravenberch deliver this time. Now he goes back to McAllister. McAllister moves across into the penalty area. Too much on that ball though, and he goes behind for a goal kick. So far so good from Leicester's perspective here this afternoon. Good defending from Van Nistelrooy's men. I've not seen them defend like this for such a long time. Leicester City, I hope that's not a curse on them. The commentators curse on them. But here come Liverpool with Dominic Szoboszlai. Wonderful piece of play from Liverpool for Gakpo. Gakpo loses out to Ndidi. Goes back to win the ball from Szoboszlai as well. And now here comes Samare. Does well here. He's now with Mavididi. Goes back. It goes well there, does Mavididi initially. After Samare found him. And now Cody drops it back to Manson. And Manson takes a touch. Sends it forward, right footed. Down the right hand channel looking for the run there of the Foxes. number 11 there in El Canuso tried to call Vardy, who couldn't get on anything now. The space opening up for Liverpool to attack. Good end-to-end game now we've got here at the King Power Stadium. Szoboszlai for Mo Salah. Salah returns the pass to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai pulls the ball across. Gakpo is there, blocked again by Samari, and Leicester can come away. Mavididi, only as far as Canate though. So Liverpool will come again. McAllister, Salah, into the penalty area, Salah. McAllister gets it back to Salah. Salah's shot is blocked. Salah again. Through into Szoboszlai. McAllister. Bradley. Liverpool probing. Can they break the deadlock here? McAllister does well. Drops it into Canate. Now Van Dijk. Good play again for Gakpo. Gravenberch. Gakpo again. Down the line for Tsimikas. Because Tsimikas got there, he can't. And he's put out of play for a goal kick to Leicester. Well, this is a brilliant bit of play again. And how's Gakpo not scored? William from Ricardo Pereira of that time. I thought it was indeed the initial, but I've just seen it again. From that block after a ball across to Gakpo at the back post. And Ricardo Pereira back into the side today for Leicester and pulled off a fantastic block there. It remains 0-0. 54 minutes on the clock at the King Power Stadium. Headed forward by Canate. I guess it's Wellington. And now here comes Leicester City retreating as Liverpool progress forward with Conor Bradley. Bradley through to Salah, around the corner to Gravenberch. Back down the line for Bradley again. Bradley low cross in and over the top this time from Luis Diaz. And Luis Diaz really should be making that 1-0 to Liverpool there. Brilliant bit of play. And for some reason, the ball will not go in today for Liverpool. They've been so fluid in front of goal last few weeks, Liverpool. But so far today, it is not the case. It remains 0-0 between Leicester and Liverpool. Leicester defending well. Liverpool still probing, but having to do some defending of their own at times as well. Here's Bradley for Liverpool to come forward now and try and get an opening goal. His ball looking for Salah, is cut out by Luke Thomas, who's done a remarkable job on Mo Salah. Szoboszlai for Canate. Virgil van Dijk. Down the line, it goes for Cody Gakpo. Back to Virgil van Dijk again. Canate inside the centre circle. Just over halfway line, but still inside the centre circle he is. Ready to Szoboszlai was also in the centre circle. Back on halfway for Canate, who now finds Conor Bradley towards this right down this right hand side. He goes to Salah. Salah cuts in. Thomas still staying with him. Thomas pressing on to Samari. Now goes on to Gravenberch. Then this is good play, this one, Liverpool, moving Leicester players around. Diaz goes down, but still breaks, and a shot comes in from Tsimikas with Manson. Pulls out another wonderful stop there. And that is 0-0. Still, thanks to the heroic works of the Leicester City goalkeeper, Manson, because the defence had just fell asleep there initially. Had it not been for Manson there, that would have been 1-0 to Liverpool through Tsimikas, the full-back. Corner kick will be taken now. Short. Szoboszlai. Back he goes to McAllister. Crossed in. Van Dijk heads it back. And Liverpool may be caught out here as here comes Stefan Mavididi. Mavididi, he's found Thomas. And now El Canuso takes over from Thomas, who runs out of play in the end. But Leicester City almost breaking on Liverpool there, and that would have been and if Liverpool were considered from that would have been a superb breakaway breakaway goal there in the end. It's Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. If you just tuned into us here on the commentary, Russ Vernon guiding through the action for this afternoon's game. 2 shots for Leicester, 17 for Liverpool. Not on target for the Foxers. 17 of the 17 on target, there's been 7 of those 17 on target for Liverpool. Leicester yet to have a shot on target. I wonder if that will change in the second half. We'll know with a ball like that, as Manson puts it straight out of play, looking to pick out Mavididi. Here's Szoboszlai. Bradley. Mavididi's there. Clears it up towards halfway. Only as far as Konate. Szoboszlai again. Konate midway inside the Leicester half of the field to Virgil van Dijk. Down on that far side there is Cody Gakpo. Gakpo skips away from one. Moves the ball into the penalty area. Samaria gets the ball away. And that's cleared away out for a throw-in, which will be taken by Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk will leave it for Kostas Tsimikas to take the throw-in. And they'll look to pick out Ryan Gravenberch. But he said he goes back here to Gravenberch. And now it's with Konate inside the centre circle. Back for Gravenberch once more. Virgil van Dijk just holds up possession well. And he finds Conor Bradley. Liverpool will be hoping to see him in the side more often. Their fans next season. As Conor Bradley comes forward to the penalty, cleared away. Salah's there, back in towards Salah. Salah's still going. More Salah curling effort wide. Liverpool still coming close, still knocking on the door. But efforts are not going in at the moment. William run into the penalty area, pull the ball across, cleared away, and Salah there, brilliant to get a curling effort away, but he puts it just wide. And it was fantastic play. Diaz back into Salah after a knee 1-2 between the two, and Salah's curling effort goes to the wrong side of Manson's post there, and the Egyptian King is not the Egyptian King there at the moment as Liverpool make a substitution. Cody Gakpo has been replaced by Diego Jota as the first change of the afternoon for Liverpool on the hour mark. And Leicester now are making some changes too. Patson Daka is one of them coming on. And I'm just trying to work out who the other one is coming on here for Leicester. In a moment, we'll see who that is in a moment, but let's get to make those changes. I think it could be Facundo Buonanotte who will be coming on as well for Leicester. It is Buonanotte for Decordova-Reid. And coming off in place of Patson Daka will be the skipper, Jamie Vardy, who passes over the armband to Ricardo before making his way off of the field. No goal for Jamie Vardy against Liverpool today for Leicester. Confirmation, Jamie Vardy and Bobby Decordova-Reid are off for Facundo Buonanotte and Patson Daka for Leicester. So Leicester now have made 2 changes. So they have 3 of the 5 left. Liverpool have made 1 change. They have 4 of their 5 substitutions left to make. Both teams have just got 2 more moments where they can make them. Leicester is just going out to their left hand side now, with Jota coming on and Jota going through the middle for Liverpool. So a tactical switch there. And I think could be a tactical switch. And there's just like for Leicester. He's winning out to Daka. Samare back over the top looking for Patson Daka. And Konate's had to pull this behind. And Leicester City have a corner. And Ruud van Nistelrooy is encouraged by that movement there from the Foxes. He's getting behind their team. The Foxes are They really are. So giving their fans something to watch, some excitement to watch here. They were coming into this, they were expecting Liverpool to hit probably 4s, 5s, maybe even 6s past them. But good defensive work from Leicester has kept it to 0-0 for over an hour in this game. 62 minutes on the clock. Almost 63 minutes on the clock. It remains Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. Suppose that puts ball in. And then there's just wide of the target from Diego Jota. The man who just come off of the bench found himself through the middle there as that ball came in from Dominic Szoboszlai. And his header goes wide. Maybe a little bit of pressure there coming in from Valface, just putting him off slightly. But really there, Jota should have been, of a player of his calibre, should be really doing better there. But as it is, it's still Leicester 0, Liverpool 0. And he's out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool. Tsimikas gets on really quickly and finds Konate. Konate for Van Dijk. Gravenberch round the corner to Konate once more. As Leicester still push Liverpool back. And still not giving them space to work in this receive from there as the ball forward from Luis Diaz went straight out of play. Instead of into the path of Tsimikas, who was the intended recipient. It remains Liverpool 0. It remains goalless, let's say, between Leicester and Liverpool and the King Power, as Konate drops it back to Alisson, and Alisson can't pick it up. So Wading passing that can just continue to close him down and try and put him under even more pressure there as Leicester have got the ball back. Mavididi heads it down to the path of El Khanous. El Khanous will deliver a cross, and it's a poor cross in the end from Bilal El Khanous. And now Liverpool will try and come away, but Salah overruns that one there and he goes out of play for a throw. No, Salah, it's actually McAllister there who overran that initially. And Mavididi goes down on the challenge of Conor Bradley. And a free kick for Liverpool. For Leicester against Liverpool, should I say. And a yellow card for Liverpool. Yellow card for Conor Bradley. Pulling back and pushing over Stefan Mavididi. It was just the slightest arm in the back. Really, so a bit harsh of a yellow card and a bit off as a decision. I haven't seen it again. El Khanous and Thomas standing over the step piece. Can one of these two break the deadlock for Leicester City this afternoon? Or create the moment to open the deadlock? It will be a corner from Thomas into the penalty area. Heads up and away. He goes down. Can the penalty area? Indeed, his shot is blocked. Up into the air. Daka. And he's in! And Leicester have scored! But it's been disallowed. The goal has been chalked off. Conor Cody put the ball into the back of the net. But it's been chalked off. Not quite sure why. Good afternoon to you, Michael. Hopefully you're doing well, mate. Happy Easter to you as well. If he gives it for that foul there against Patson, Daka and Alisson, that is a joke. Because Alisson's not impeded there. He's just a shoulder charge into him and he pushes it back across and Cody heads it in. For me, this goal should be standing. That is not a foul there for me. Well, they've disallowed it for that foul then. That's an absolute joke, in my opinion. Still 0-0. And now Bradley coming forward now for Liverpool. Liverpool into the penalty. Conor Bradley across. Breaks the edge of the penalty. Tsimikas is there. But Liverpool can't break the deadlock. Leicester thought they had a few moments ago through Conor Cody. I should say a few seconds ago, but the referee disallowed with a foul on Alisson, which he wasn't even a foul. It was a shoulder charge on Alisson by Patson Daka. Leicester have been robbed in my opinion. Here comes Liverpool in possession is McAllister to Diaz. Tsimikas headed away by Cody who thought he put Leicester into the lead. Breaks for Gravenberch. How wide it goes again. Diaz. Tsimikas. Tsimikas going one way. Back he goes to Gravenberch. Gravenberch to Canate. Canate to Bradley. Bradley, who's been forced backwards here by Patson Daka. And it's Mauro Canate back to Alisson again. And it remains 0-0 here in this game here today. Mike, for me, is a shoulder charge. Mike, for me, anywhere else on the pitch that doesn't get given, in my opinion, as a foul. As here comes Leicester trying to come forward as Elkanous wins the ball back. And now Elkanous switch a play for Steffi Mavididi. Mavididi is charging forward in towards the penalty area. Hassan Daka turns. Daka does well. He goes down as he pulled down there. Referee says no, play on. And it's now still 0-0 between Leicester and Liverpool. As here comes Samari to now Faze. Faze goes round the corner to Ndidi. Samari again. And wonderful ball over the top. Passing Daka's in behind here, but so too Alisson comes steaming out. In the end then, it remains 0-0. And now here comes Liverpool coming forward. And I do not see that as a free kick. Liverpool win a free kick again. And there's a yellow card coming out here for Ricardo Pereira. Is it? Who's getting a yellow card here? Let's have a look who's picking up a yellow card here. There's a yellow card here for a Leicester man here. I think it might be Wilfred Ndidi. It is. Who's picked up that yellow card there. And if I just look at this again, I'm not sure why he's getting the yellow card there. Play continued for quite a bit. No one foul there. Conor Bradley's been replaced by Trent Alexander-Arnold as Trent makes his return back from injury. Harvey Elliott is also on for Liverpool. Dominic Szoboszlai has been replaced there as well. So that's a double change for Liverpool. Tsimikas standing over this free kick as Liverpool will to try and get their noses in front. Throws the penalty area in. Mads Manson claims the ball there. And it remains 0-0. 71 minutes almost gone here at the King Power. 350th appearance today for Trent Alexander-Arnold. And if you be able to mark it with a goal and a win in the King Power against Leicester City. Samare drops the ball back to Manson. Connor Cody, who, in my opinion, has had a goal wrongly ruled out in this game. Ball is played for and is out of play for a throw, which it's come off Canate's. Leicester win a throw-in. What can Leicester do with possession here? Samari has the ball to Mavididi, who goes back to Cody. Back into Mavididi, who turns away from his man. And now it's Thomas. Back he goes again to Connor Cody. Cody gets the ball forward. And now Mavididi with possession. Samari goes down on the challenge of Yacht and wins his side a free kick. This is a good piece of play from Leicester though. Good defending the from Leicester City here. And now It's a throw into Leicester City, which Ricardo will look to take here. And now, here comes Liverpool with possession with Trent over the top there. Breaks for Fraser, heads it away. Harvey Elliott now coming forward. Elliott! Shot. Over, is it just take a deflection? No, there's a referee. Harvey Elliott, the key knows. We know what he thought about that there as Elliott strikes in. Does he take a deflection off Thomas? I don't think he does, you know. He's going to probably tell us. Yes, he does actually. That should be a kick to Liverpool. I agree, Mike says. Good performance from so far from Leicester. Won't be enough at this stage, but they played a lot better today than Ipswich did against Arsenal earlier. Much more of a competitive game. Absolutely, man. This has been a brilliant watch. I'm hoping we get a goal though, because I can't remember my last 0-0 I've had on the channel, and I'm hoping this one is non-0-0. And if it is, I'm going to have words with my producer and presenter Paul James for this one, because he normally does the Harper's 4 kickoffs. And I was going to do the earlier game. We wanted to switch round this week. So I'll have words with Mr. Paul James if this remains 0-0. When we come off air, of course. Here comes Liverpool with Tsimikas in possession. Back he goes to Alisson. Here comes Virgil van Dijk. Good movement here for Gravenberch. And Leicester win the ball back illegally according to Stuart Howell. And now here's Harvey Elliott. Good ball out wide for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold's cross in. He deflects behind. It will be a Liverpool corner. Will they see the deadlock broken here? Still 0-0 between the two sides at the King Power Stadium. Virgil van Dijk so from the back. So to Canate. Yotta's in there. Salah be in there as well for Liverpool. So to Diaz as Tsimikas delivers a cross in. Van Dijk is on. Salah's there off the post. Is it bundled in? No. Off of the crossbar. Alexander-Arnold back in, and he's into the back of the net, and Liverpool score through Trent Alexander-Arnold. He takes off his shirt and he marks his 350th goal of the game in the red of Liverpool with a goal, and it could be a priceless goal. Could send Leicester City down to the Championship and put Liverpool on the brink of Premier League title. Leicester are unhappy as there's a man down with injury inside the penalty area, and the referee didn't stop the play. So there'll be controversy surrounding this goal, but Liverpool do finally break the deadlock here at the Power Stadium. Cody, Ricardo and the referee Sherrell having a word together regarding this. Trent Alexander puts his shirt back on now. Let me just look at this again. I don't think he should be stopped here because it goes down, Thomas here goes down. As we look at this again, Thomas collides with his goalkeeper and he comes out and Trent scores. There was one the other day on Friday in the game against, in the Rotherham United game. Rotherham United player Akima Doffin took out Cameron Dawson, and from that Mansfield pulled a goal back, and that didn't get chalked off, or didn't get pulled up for an head injury. An head injury as well. He was an head injury in the Rotherham game as well, Paul, and that didn't get stopped, and this one didn't get stopped either. It was an head injury in the head injury And plays resume now. Goal stands. And it is now Leicester 0, Liverpool 1. Controversy around that with the Leicester City man down with an head injury, and play was allowed to continue. But Trent Alexander-Arnold scores. He picks up a yellow card, his 5th yellow card of the season. Mike agrees that with a foul there. Mike, do you think they were foul in the build-up there? So I couldn't see why the goal would have been chalked off. But Liverpool do have the breakthrough now. A few moments ago. And Liverpool now could potentially make it 2-0. As here is Salah. Into a penalty around the back is Jota, heads over. And as it stands right now, Leicester City are down and will be relegated this evening. And Posters noticed it was a foul. He's just saying the play should have been stopped because it was an head injury, Mike. That's what he's saying to me through the earpiece. My producer, who's in situ at Pullman Road, a quiet Pullman Road right now. With all the fans going out there, he's still in situ there from bringing the victory for Arsenal earlier on, which you can listen to on the channels commentary of Focus on Football and Storm FM on YouTube. He's not happy, Paul, with Stuart Alwell, who allowed that goal to stand, even though there was a man down with an head injury. Leicester have played really well today. They do not deserve to be losing. In my opinion, I think from where Leicester have played, for me, they've not really created much going. But the way they've defended, a draw would probably be a fair result as it stands for me right now, not this victory for Liverpool. But it looks like Liverpool are going to get the job done this afternoon. And will be next week, could be the week when they're confirmed as Premier League champions. It could have been today, a different sin up against Arsenal is Salah. Let's make it 2-0. Brilliant block by Conor Cody and put behind by Wilfred Ndidi after Arvila was inside the penalty area there. But what a game. Here in Salah. Shot was blocked by Conor Cody. Elliott again. And Ndidi defending against him. Well, there remains 1-0 to Liverpool with 10 minutes. With 9.5 minutes left to play, shall I say, in this game. It's Leicester 0, Liverpool 1. We'll play on here as the corner comes in for Liverpool. Let's put it away, cleared away to the back post. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool in towards the penalty area. Head up and away. Van Dijk is there. Diaz. Jota across. Cody's there and he's clearing it away. We'll get to Mike's comments in a moment. In the comment section. Next time we have a stoppage in play. We'll get ready to give my player of the match to my producer in a moment as well. It's Leicester 0, Liverpool 1. If you tune into us here on the corner trip, Focus on Football All Storm FM this afternoon. Hello, welcome along. If you just joined us, it's 1-0 to Liverpool. Scored by Trent Alexander-Arnold. A bit of controversy with Thomas down with an head injury. As here comes Samara for Leicester, who loses out. And now, will not helps. Let's get the ball back inside the centre circle. The ball over the top for Stefan Mavididi. Wonderful play from Leicester. Can they get an equalising goal? And Buonanotte drags an effort wide. He really should be doing better there. And Matt Paul is also saying he's not convinced Leicester's goal should have been disallowed as well. Having seen it back, the one that was disallowed through Conor Cody after a potential foul on the Liverpool goalkeeper from Patson Dak, and Mike has been in touch. He says not sure about the disallowed goal for Leicester. Let's make a double change. Ricardo and Ndidi off for Justin and Skip. He says not sure about the Liverpool goal being disallowed because it's not the keeper. He says if it's a keeper, he'd agree with it. But with it being a defender, the ref got it right because they collided with each other. Not enough in it to stop the game. From Mike's opinion there. There's Leicester make a double substitution then. There's another man down for Leicester. So Ricardo and Ndidi off. Skip and James Justin are on now. And it remains 1-0 to Leicester. There's Top, the Leicester City owner, in the crowd. And as it stands right now, these fans know that this means they'll be playing Championship football this time next season. Stefan Mavididi, it looks like he's going to be coming off here as he claps the Leicester City fans. This may be the last time. This could be the end of this season for Stefan Mavididi if he decides to part company with Leicester in the summer. And 15-year-old Jeremy Monga is coming on here for Leicester City to replace Stefan Mavididi. And it was good that the captain now, Conor Cody, because he was Vardy, then he was Ricardo, now it's Cody, came across there and spoke to Jeremy Monga, along with Ruud van Nistelrooy, giving him some help and experience there. So here comes on is Jeremy Monga, the 15-year-old Leicester City man, to play the King Power Stadium against one of the big boys. And what an idea, what a moment for him, coming up against the likes of Mo Salah, Cody Gap, Mo Salah, Ryan Gravenberch, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Tsimikas, McAllister, Jota, Elliott, Diaz. What a touch there as Mavididi went off injured, and he goes straight down the tunnel. Stefan Mavididi, due to his injury, it looks like it's going straight down the tunnel because of his injury. To goal kick to Liverpool, and we're now back underway after the stoppages. And there's a ball up into the air and out of play. And that is the entirety of the Leicester subs now used. Jim Monga wears 93 and he's out on this left hand side, and he's picked up the ball here now against Trent Alexander-Arnold. What can the youngster do really well? He does really well. Takes on Trent Alexander-Arnold. They've had to double up with Harvey Elliott on him there. That was good play from Jeremy Monga for his first real involvement in this game. But now Jota can come up in possession and send Mo Salah away. Monga's trying to get back to help out. Elliott now. And now Liverpool being forced to go backwards to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Elliott up against Monga. If you're watching along with the pictures, you'll recognise which one Monga is by the... He's the only one without a sponsor on the shirt there. As Liverpool have possession with Ibrahim Konate. As the ball is played forward, Jota. As we see the goal again from Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that may be the one that's going to be winning it for Leicester, for Liverpool against Leicester, sending Leicester down Mads Manson couldn't get any hands onto it. As this game, the sign up there says, please can you have your shirt? We'll be announcing the player of the match very, very shortly. He does, yes, he's only 15-year-old and he looks a really good prospect. This is the first time I've really seen him. I've seen some highlights and clips of him, but this is the first time I've seen him. So there's a stoppage in play now, as there's Mads Manson and Val face down injured. Here, they both now back up onto their feet. Be interesting to see what happens here now as Leicester City and as also speaks to the fourth official here as Mads Manson gets the game back underway. Long downfield, ended up and away by the Liverpool defence through Tsimikas, and now Connor Cody. Good ball into Samara, back to Cody again. Here's Justin who can turn. Valface has possession. And now here's Thomas. Thomas does well to find Samara across to Valface again. There's with the ball over the top looking for the winner, Patson Daka. And Daka's in behind. And he's done well here, Patson Daka. Pulls the ball back towards Buonanotte, who can't win the ball there for Leicester. Cleared away by Liverpool, but only as far as a throw-in to Leicester City, which James Justin's across the take. Takes it quickly to Skip. Gets it back to Faze. Now Samare, back to Faze again for Cody. Connor Cody with possession. Good ball into Samare, back to Cody again. El Canus. Good play from El Canus. Crossfield ball into perfect James Justin inside the penalty area he goes. And Notte trying to help him out there, but interception was Tsimikas. Bad there. Skip. He can't get there, but Face who wins the ball back and is charging forward. Val Face does well. And Tsimikas got back to put the ball out of play for a throw in there. Good bit of play from Leicester City. And there's going to be a throw in here. And Luke Thomas is going to do a long throw here as we enter a minimum of 7 minutes at a time at the end of this game. There's 7 minutes at a time left to go in this game. And after this throw-in, I'll give you my player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services today. There's a ball into us, the penalty, Monga can't get on the end of it, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. So then, I'll give you my player of the match this afternoon, and it's going to go to the Colombian who started off front, then moved out wide when Diego Jota come on for Liverpool. It's going to be number 7, Luis Diaz, as the player of the match today. Brilliant performance from him. He's helped Liverpool win this game. His pace and presence down the left-hand side since he's moved out there and through the middle has caused Leicester a few problems at the back. So today's player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Liverpool's number 7, Luis Diaz. Is our player of the match choice this afternoon. We'll read the social media radio jingles and gaming in a second as Luke Thomas picks up possession. Goes inside to Samare, back he goes to Connor Cudding. He says, well, what performance that was from Leicester. Unfortunately for them, they will be heading to the Championship very, very shortly, unless something happens very, very soon. Can Leicester, in the final, about 5 minutes or so, get something from this game? And this is a free kick to Leicester, fouled by Alexis McAllister on Oliver Skip. And now Leicester City are pushing most players forward here. And it's going to be a free kick, which is going to go into the penalty area. We've got Val Faisal from the back, Connor Cody, Monga's in there. Daka's in there. But not sending over this one. Justin's in there. Monga's at the back post behind Trent Alexander-Arnold. Buonanotte is now moved into the penalty area. He's whipped in towards the box. Heads up and away. Can Monga get on any return of Trent Alexander-Arnold? But the experienced man comes out on top against the youngster. And he clears it away. Just the experienced Trent Alexander-Arnold up towards Mo Salah. A wonderful piece of play from Luke Thomas. But he can't keep the ball in play. He's out of play for a throw-in. He's not happy that the throw-in has been given the way of Liverpool, as Liverpool make a substitution here now. Our player of the match, Luis Diaz, is making his way off the pitch. Replaced by number 17, Curtis Jones. This afternoon, and it looks as though that goal from Trent Alexander-Arnold will be the difference this afternoon. Alexis McAllister on the screen there. He's done well in that midfield for Liverpool today. He was up there in my reckoning for player of the match. I just went with Diaz. I thought his pace just through the middle and then out wide caused quite a few problems for Leicester today. Here comes James Justin to El Canouse. Justin again. El Canouse once more. And El Canouse turns. He gets the ball out wide to Luke Thomas. Thomas gets the ball forward for Monga. Jeremy Monga back to Thomas again. And Leicester just keeping possession. And now he's back from Justin to Emanson. Valface looks to come forward. Justin once more. Gets the ball forward. On this one is Kanate, who wins the ball back. Good play this. If they can keep possession here in Liverpool. But the offside flag is up against Curtis Jones. And we've played 94.5 minutes. He's still 1-0 to Liverpool. The goal scored by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And it was a controversial moment as well with Luke Thomas down with an head injury, some may say. And the Leicester goal disallowed, which was a moment of controversy as well. As Monga trying to get behind Trent Alexander-Arnold here, has to settle for a throw-in. And Jeremy Monga will leave the ball to be taken throw-in by Thomas. Goes to skip and gets it back now to Cody. Now Valface now has possession. Let's go all the way back to Manson. Manson halfway after his goal. He sends the ball forward towards the right hand side towards Buonanotte. Skip is after this. And Skip gets there. Towards passing Daka. Buonanotte just over the top of the crossbar. Facundo Buonanotte. They'll probably the chance to keep Leicester City's Premier League survival hopes hanging on for another week. But the wayward shot goes wide, but not so handsome into the crowd. And Liverpool look like they're going to be taking away all 3 points this afternoon. Unless there's something special in the last less than 60 seconds of this game. 50 seconds left to play. Is Leicester City 0, Liverpool 1, and with that Leicester City will be relegated back to the Championship. Tomorrow we could have 2 confirmed teams promoted to the Premier League from the Championship in Leeds United and Burnley, should Leeds and Burnley both win tomorrow. But here's Liverpool coming forward with Elliott. And Liverpool just game management now. Just keeping possession. Running the clock down. Back to Alisson it goes. El Canouse closing down. Alisson sends it over halfway. 10 seconds to go. Can Leicester have one last chance of potentially getting something from this game? Skip and Buonanotte trying to get the ball forward to try and help that happen. But here is Elliott to Tsimikas. Tsimikas pulls the ball back. Here is Van Dijk. It's to Alisson. Alisson sends it forward. We still play on. over the 7 minutes which has been added. There's a man down for Liverpool in Harvey Elliott. Monger's there in possession, and Jeremy Monger can come forward. He loses out. Play will continue. Ball sent forward into no man's land for Liverpool. That's where they want it. And that is where the end game ends. And that is where Leicester City's relegation is confirmed. Leicester City bow out of the Premier League after winning the Championship last season. They go down. 2 of the 3 teams that came up last season in Southampton, who were relegated last week, and now Leicester, who are relegated this week. A confirmation of those Leicester being relegated now. It was a controversial goal which sealed relegation for them through Trent Alexander-Arnold when Luke Thomas was down with an head injury. Some may say it should have been disallowed, some may say it should have stood. However, Leicester gave their all this season and they've been relegated on Easter Sunday, the 20th of April. Leicester City are down in the Premier League and will be playing Championship football next season. Full time score at the King Power Stadium is Leicester City 0, Liverpool 1, as Liverpool take a step closer to regaining or to gain back that Premier League title.
Thanks very much, Ross. Yes, so confirmed Leicester City are relegated. You can see the looks on the players' face, particularly the look on Jamie Vardy's face, who spent much of his career with Leicester. It's a sad day for everyone in the city of Leicester today, but it just highlights the difference between the Premier League and the Championship. They'll go down to the Championship next season, maybe they'll come straight back up, who knows, but right now they are relegated. Liverpool 1 step closer to winning the title. Some controversy surrounding Conor Coady's disallowed goal. Was it a foul on the goalkeeper? I'm not convinced. I'm also not convinced that Liverpool's goal should have stood either, but as it stands, this is where we're at. Liverpool 1 step closer to the title, Leicester relegated. Let's just bring in Russ Vernon. Ross, what's your thoughts on today? Were Leicester unlucky not to pick up the victory? You mentioned the word robbed when that goal was disallowed. Do you still stand by that?
I do, Paul, yes, because for me, anywhere else on the field of play, that goal or that foul that was given, Liverpool was given, is not given anywhere else on the pitch. So for me, it's a shoulder charge by Patson Daka into Alisson. You see goalkeepers do that to the opposition, to the outfield players, and they don't get given as penalties as well. We've seen it across Premier League where goalkeepers have done that and then they get free kicks given for them for doing exactly for doing what Daka did to the goalkeeper. But for me, anywhere else on the field, if say that was Van Dijk on Daka or Daka on Van Dijk, that doesn't get given. The goal stands. So for me, Leicester were robbed. Leicester should have been 1-0 up in this game, and then that goal from Trent may not have happened, in my opinion, Paul.
Well, I have to say I agree with you because honestly, I can remember the days where Conor Coady would have ended up in the net. You know, you look at goalkeepers down the years that were solid when coming out for the ball. They were strong. I remember Les Sealey, God rest his soul. If that was Les Sealey, Conor Coady would have ended up in the net. It's. I think it takes a point away. Like, this is supposed to be a contact sport, and the goalkeepers have to expect some challenge. But anyway, that's the way of things, and this is the way the game's going. So, with that, Russ, I want to thank you very much for your commentary today. Amazing as always. I want to thank everybody who commented during this double header today. I want to thank all of the listeners who listened in to this double header today. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us. We really appreciate it. In the meantime and in between time, we hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you next weekend. Bye for now.